Hey everyone, it's Tommy here from Reasons Fitness. My guest today in this very swanky new setup is Donna from Andover Aesthetic Practitioners. Donna is here. Her business operates inside these four walls, and in this interview we get to find out a little bit more about what Donna does, how she helps people, and we're going to talk about some of the things that can go wrong with like fillers and people taking the wrong approach, and why Donna here make sure that everything is done in the right way. So check out this interview, it's really good, and make sure that you leave your comment. Hit us up on Twitter and Instagram at Reasons Fitness. We've only been here a few months, so we want people to know what it is that you're doing. We want them to understand how you can help them, what you can do for them.
Yep.
And it'd be just a good opportunity as well to talk about a few things that your area of work sometimes gets thrown at it, you know, some of the kind of horror stories that you hear about.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll talk about that, because I know how passionate you are about setting the record straight, so to speak, on those things. So your company name is Andover Aesthetic Practitioners.
That's right, yeah.
Let's just get to it. What is that?
I am a registered general nurse to start, so I think it's really important to explain that we're medically trained. Within that scope of the aesthetics field, I can carry out dermal fillers, anti-wrinkle treatments, chemical skin peels, I do microdermabrasion, retinal peels, so there's like a whole load of things that come into it. We try and steer away from the beauty treatments because we aren't beauticians, you know.
Okay.
It's very important to me that I am a qualified nurse and I'm using my experience to help people improve their appearance. It isn't all about vanity.
Sure.
You know, I have people that come to me with acne issues or melasma or rosacea, and we're trying to help their skin and get them more confident and feel better in themselves.
I mean, that's exactly why I thought it would be a good idea to come and talk here today for the Reasons channel and also on the podcast, because I think unless you get time and a chance to really explain to our audience, not just your audience who already know, but our sort of wider audience, exactly what it is that you do, I think that people just assume that it is like beauty.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That if you want to get rid of wrinkles or buff out your lips, that's where you go. I mean, we've talked a little bit before about, especially like the lips and how dangerous that can be.
Yeah.
Is that one of the reasons why you're very forthcoming by explaining your qualifications, your background? Like, it can go very, very wrong. Like, we hear horror stories,
absolutely.
you see in the news.
The problem is, at the moment, fillers aren't regulated. So the training provider I go to, which is Cosmetic Courses, will only train doctors, dentists and nurses. So at the moment, there is a lot going on at the House of Parliament to make fillers regulated, but at the moment you could go and buy them off the internet.
Right.
You could inject them into anyone you wanted without knowing the anatomy and physiology of someone's face. So as much as I say come to a medical trained person, you know, complications can arise, but by putting your hands in the safety of a medical trained professional, what you have with that is their knowledge and experience, their background. They understand a lot better. They've sourced good training. When you've got all of this hype in social media at the moment about botched fillers and botched jobs, it's typically because they've fallen into the hands of the wrong people. And I'm not slating beauticians at all. I'm not slating hairdressers that do it or anybody that does it. But I'm very passionate about ensuring that when people look into having fillers, they do their research.
Okay.
What you'll find is a medical trained person will have an emergency drug bag. They will have things like an EpiPen for anyone that goes into anaphylactic shock, and hyaluronidase, which is a filler dissolving agent.
Okay.
So basically, if I was to occlude someone's lip, because that's pretty much what you see in the media, it is because you've blocked an artery.
Right.
So typically when you're giving fillers, you do aspirate to ensure you're not in a major artery or vein, and we have the drugs there if we needed to reverse it at any point. So I'm just very mindful that there are young girls, there are very naive people out there that will see a bargain, cheap filler. You've got to wonder, where are they getting that filler from? Is it coming from a pharmacy? Is it FDA approved? I will only use medical pharmacies, so aesthetic pharmacies. And I'm very, very hot on advertising what products I'm using.
Sure.
You can buy fillers off the market that cost £20, £40. They're not going to be good product.
Yeah.
So that's my big thing, is educating people into the right areas.
Yeah.
Knowing what's going in their face, because ultimately it is people's faces that you're playing with.
Yeah, which is high stakes.
Yeah, big time.
It is.
You can't hide that.
No, and it's pretty messy if it goes wrong. We see some of these pictures and it's terrible, really.
Yeah.
So it's great that you're taking that approach. What I really love about it as well is how active you are on social media, in particular on Instagram. And the reason that I admire that so much is because that's kind of the potential playground for problems, where people can fall into this trap of, right, I'm not good enough, I need to look like that, and then before they know it, they're in this psychological world where they feel like now they need to have these like quick fix, low budget, dangerous treatments.
Yeah.
You're on there, and it's almost like you're using that platform to help educate people and to put across your professional approach. Because that's all that you can do, really, isn't it? Because we could sit here all day and we could complain about Instagram, we could complain about social media and filters and stuff like that. But the only way that you can really help solve a problem is by being proactively part of the solution. Yeah. Which is what you've been doing, which I think is great. And anyone who's on Instagram, if you're following Reasons Fitness, you should follow Donna and her business as well. Give yourself a quick shout out.
So it's Andover Aesthetic Practitioners.
That's sweet. So what is it about, you came here a few months ago, what was it about coming to a gym that you kind of thought was a good move?
Well, I think ultimately they go hand in hand. People that come to me want to look good, they want to take care of themselves. That's the same as what people do when they want to come to a gym.
Yeah.
They want to look after themselves, they want to feel more confident. So for me, it just went hand in hand. It worked quite well. Plus, it's quite nice because when people come in and have a treatment, sometimes they are left a little bit red, a little bit shiny. Yeah. Well, when you walk out the door, just look like you've been to the gym, don't you? So it's very discreet, it's very private. I like that. So a lot of the clients like that.
It's important that your clients and customers are comfortable.
Yeah.
And that there's no barrier for coming to see you. What if somebody sees me or...
Yeah.
And I think it's just a great addition to what we're doing as well. It's still very early in terms of how long you've been here.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we're really doing with these videos is trying to showcase who we have, what they do. This is the first one of these that we've done. First time up here in the garden using the bean bags as well.
Quite comfortable.
What do you think?
I like it. Very relaxed.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And obviously it's if you're listening to the podcast, you won't be able to see the bean bags, but it's a very cool new angle that we're taking in terms of showing you who we have here. So what is the one thing that if you could share one thing with people, one thing about what you do, and you could share that with everybody, what would it be?
I think going back to the point of vanity and there are people that like to keep this quite discreet, but there are people out there that think this is an area that is really, really expensive. And don't get me wrong, the treatments can vary in price, but there are treatments for people that really need a bit of help with their skin. So if people look at my page, they would have seen last night, typically my treatments are aimed at people 18 and over.
Yes.
Every now and again, I will take a case where, for confidence, a young lady came to me because she had really, really bad skin. She came with her legal guardian. I don't want to say bullying, but people were commenting on her skin.
Yeah.
I booked her in and gave her some sessions of microdermabrasions. The microdermabrasion is probably the cheapest treatment that I can do, but it's really effective.
Yeah.
So we did 4 sessions with her, and last night was her last session, and her skin journey has been remarkable in how her skin's reacted to treatment, listening to the advice I gave her, ensuring that the skincare isn't just when she sees me, it's ongoing, and that she follows that plan and that it will keep it looking good. So I put up last night her first picture for when she first came to me, and then last night after her final session, And it's just remarkable. And her legal guardian, who came with her, because obviously we need parental consent if they're coming under 18, said her confidence is just, it's boomed.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So that for me is what it's about. It's not just about rich people looking good. It is about people coming here with lacking confidence or just not well educated or need some advice in regards to how to treat their skin, walking out the door and saying, actually, I look really good.
Yeah,
I feel really confident. I don't need to put on layers of makeup to walk down the street or go to the shop. So for me, that's more what it's all about.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. It's I guess, like, say about under 18s. I mean, 15, 16, 17, you're pretty much an adult in terms of what's at stake.
Yeah.
Your confidence, your social reputation, your ease of life. There's a lot of pressure at that age as well.
Yeah.
So obviously, that can be too edged. It can lead to them doing or wanting to do things which they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
But it can also mean that with the right parental guardian and a very safe and sensible approach, that it's kind of the young adult pretty much anyway.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool how you actually will sit down and make sure that it's the right thing for the right
definitely
time.
It is the social pressures nowadays, and I just think anyone that's going through bullying or anything like that over a matter of skin, if I can help, I would always want to.
Yep.
It's not about money. It really isn't. Those treatments were performed free of charge because she is my goddaughter.
Okay.
But the thought of her being at school and getting picked on because of her skin, that doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah, sure.
So for me, it really was like probably one of the proudest journeys I've been on within this industry so far.
Okay, that's really cool. If you had to pick another example of something you've been proud of to be a part of, what would it be?
Turning away people that don't require treatment.
Cool. Go on, explain. That's a big one.
So I've had a few. I've had a lady of 24 come to me asking for anti-wrinkle treatments. Don't need them. I can sit there, I can book you in, I can take your money and I can inject it into your face. You don't need them. So for me, one of the biggest things is my working ethics and making sure that actually the examples I'm setting for people are good. And she said to me, I'd like Botox. We have to be careful about the use of the word, but for people listening, that's what I'm talking about when I say anti-wrinkle treatments. And I said, why? And she said to me, because, I don't like this line.
Okay.
Now, I said to her, obviously I went through the dangers and the risks associated with the treatments I do, anti-wrinkle treatments and dermal fillers and things like that, and how they really are suited to a certain age.
Yeah.
24 is definitely not that age. We do not want to be getting into those treatments. One, you've got to maintain it and the upkeep of it, and it's not needed.
Yeah.
If it's not needed, I'm not taking your money. And obviously the warning there goes to that there will be people out there. If you walk into any clinic at the age of 24 and say, I would like anti-wrinkle treatments, they'll say, yeah, fine, sit in the chair, let's do that. For me, anyone that comes to me for any anti-wrinkle treatments or fillers, they have to go away and have a period of thinking. This is a massive decision you're making. You're looking to change your face, your appearance. There are risks associated. So if you come to me for a consultation, you are not having treatment that day. That is one thing I'm really strict on. You go away, really think about it. Is this what you want to do? Is this something you want to start? I had another lady that came to me, very big lips, had already had a lot of fillers, said, I want more. Said, not doing that.
Okay.
So there's a massive thing in the industry about body dysmorphia and recognising those signs. So mental health's a big area that you look into, hence why we carry out such quite an in-depth medical history.
Yeah.
Now, if I've got concerns that I could treat you, I could take your money, I could put more in, is it going to make you happy? Are you going to be back wanting more within a few months because you're searching for something that actually I can't fix?
Yeah.
So she was another lady that I said, again, you could step into another clinic and they will do that for you. They'll put another 1 mil, 2 mil into your lips. I'm not that person. I'm never going to be that person because I don't think you need it. She was a beautiful girl already. Just be careful about who you're then going to. It's probably likely patients like that will go from clinic to clinic, searching for someone who will do that work. That will never be my clinic. I will not do that. I don't agree with taking people's money when it's not necessary, when the treatment's not needed. I'd rather, again, educate, talk about those warning signs. Who do you want to have a skin treatment? Have a pamper, by all means. Don't disfigure your face. Because along the lines, you're really going to have some issues. So.
And that sense of responsibility is great, because you've got to make sure that you are remaining as part of the solution in such a crunchy area of self-esteem and mental health, as you've already spoken of. So you have to remain on that side of things. So being able to say no to people is a great place to stand, I think. And to be able to then maybe help them with something else later down the line, or refer them to the right place, somewhere else that might be able to help. Not be part of the problem. Is again great. So thank you for sharing more about what you do.
I mean, obviously you've said about Instagram. We are on Instagram. We're on Facebook. Our consultations are free of charge. We don't charge people to come in and have a chat about skincare. More than happy to give advice, but can drop me a DM, an email, and I will get back to you. I'm pretty quick at looking at my phone, so I am bound.
Okay, and we'll put the details in the description of the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're listening on the podcast, we would love to know what you have to say on today's topics, what we've spoken about. Make sure that you message us. You can mention us on Twitter or Instagram @ReasonsFitness, and we'll see you again in the next episode. Thanks, Donna.
Thank you.